Hello, the internet. We are here. We are back. I am back, and we are here. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is John. I'm alongside my good friend Elazar, and as ever, the ever-present Sean Harry. Guys, we are collectively known as
Those Video Guys.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be looking at some great web series this week, plus the Bitly's top 5 tweeted and most retweeted vids of the week.
Yes.
And talking about the internet issues of the day, the serious issues. We're going to get to the bottom of them. Plus, we've got the chat rooms. If you're watching on Ustream, there should be a chat room to the side of the screen, and leave comments on our YouTube page. Elazar and Sean have both got laptops, and I have been blessed with a new iPhone, so I'm also going to be keeping an eye on the proceedings. So, guys, by that I mean
for BlackBerry.
No, iPhone's where it's at. But guys, it is your show as much as ours, so please do feel free to comment and contribute as much as you can, and we will get as many of your comments in as we possibly can.
And if you're on Ustream YouTube, hit the share. Make sure other people know that you're watching us, so they can come and watch as well.
And is there a star thing? Is there a star thing so you can rate us? Give us lots of stars.
Best not to draw attention to any kind of ratings. But yes, thumbs up. Why not?
But speaking of like ratings and things, the IAWTV, which is an association in the US for web series, and people working in the web series world, they've announced that they'll be doing some awards next year in January. CES.
Hello.
And there is a best hosted.
Best host, did you say?
There's a best host and a best hosted web series show.
Well, of course we know what's going to get it. Talking Who.
We'll see. Well, guys, so tell me more, Elazar. Are
we allowed to get people to vote for it? Is that a voted for
they've
thing?
They've just announced that they're going to have the awards, so hopefully there'll be a process now of them collecting nominations. And hopefully they might watch our show. I don't know.
Vote for us.
Say that some of our viewers want to vote for us. How could they do that?
I don't know I don't know how to vote.
Well, just tell us what it's called again so we can Google it.
IAWTV.
IAWTV.
But the best way to actually vote for us at the moment is, as Elazar said, like us on YouTube.
Indeed.
Click the like button. Click for 4 or 5 stars as well, because the more you get on that actually also helps your ranking within YouTube itself. So when people type in the search engines, so more people get to know about us and what we're doing.
Basically, the bottom line is spread the word and tell your friends. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And all the details should be on the bottom of your screen right now. But guys, without any further ado, how about we head to our first web series of the week? It is called Masculathon.com, or should I say Masculathon, doodle-doo, which will make a bit more sense in a second when we've seen a...
What's going on, guys? No fucking idea.
You're all looking at, eh?
You have been invited here today to compete for the title.
Man, who's a man? You're a man, man.
A man must face his fears.
So everyone close your eyes. 1.
It's like a zombie shit.
Well, you get the idea from that with a bit of luck. That is a trailer for Masculathon.com. 4 main episodes to date, plus a ton of extras on the website, Masculathon.com. It's a kind of crazy survival-ish men thrown in a jungle.
I think it's kind of spoofing 2 different things. You're sort of spoofing that Survivor.
Yeah, well, I felt spoofing reality TV kind of those game show type things.
It's reality show spoof, isn't it?
Yeah.
But also those gurus who like to say, to men, come and join our group. We'll teach you to find your inner man. We'll bang drums in the night.
Well, it's all. I think in society itself, it is almost becoming like a question now of what is it to be a man? Because it used to be, you know, to be a man, you had to be like this drinking, swearing, sort of like, and then suddenly, you know, in the 60s and 70s and then in the 80s, it became you had to be this caring, loving, this loving kind of generous guy who would cry and stuff like that. And then suddenly men were kind of like a bit like, no, we don't want this, and FHM and Loaded came out, and so like we could be men again. I think there's a lot of fertile comedy ground.
There is. Whether or not it was explored in Masculathon is up for discussion.
Well, you certainly you like the theme tune.
I did like the theme tune.
Well, come on, give it to us again. Have you got
video,
your ukulele?
I didn't bring the uke. I'm afraid. But every single video starts and ends with the Masculathon, which is very, very catchy.
The man himself.
The man is none other than Paul Bellini from, well, not from, but he certainly appeared in Kids in the Hall, which is one for all you fans of early 90s Canadian comedy, such as myself. So nice to see him, and he's aged. I don't mind telling you, he's certainly aged a little bit.
So yes, you have 11 guys. They go to this camp to learn to be real men. They are all sort of archetypes of different types of men, aren't they?
Yeah.
In the group. So I suppose there's always someone there that you're supposed to identify with, or you know, you're supposed to know.
Well, that's the skill. That's the key for any show like this, to give you the person, the character you can identify with, so you'll watch, and also the person who you could kind of like your polar opposite.
Villain.
Yes, who you can like.
But we saw, I think, the 4 main episodes, but there were all these extras. And
yeah.
I think there was more extras than there was actually show.
Actual content.
And some of the extras were kind of interesting, because it was the guys in this sort of diary room session, the Big Brother diary room, where they're sort of talking about what it is to be a man, what it is about their lives that they're trying to fix or they want to improve.
And little pearls of like man wisdom.
The man wisdom, But to me, those bits should have probably been edited into the main episodes, because that's what was lacking. I think it was almost like the reality show narration that you get with those sort of diary room segments.
And I think the problem was
I've been a more effective spoof.
And I think also one of the problem is because they've taken those extras separately. You almost think of extras as being like a behind the scenes. You know, when you think extras, you think a DVD type thing, like behind the scenes documentary or deleted scenes or something like that. But this is actually quite important
to the whole thing.
And because it's done as like a separate extras, then you don't really realise that this fits into the whole, you know, jigsaw puzzle as it was. So I mean, I haven't really, but I think that clicks it for me that that's what they should have done. They should have edited this into the storyline, or had these as episodes within what they were doing, so it was clear this was something a part of, you should take on what's going on here.
Indeed,
yeah. I think they, in a way, they tried to do too much, and in a way they didn't do enough. In the actual episodes, there were sort of 11 characters.
Yeah.
And you just saw one after the other. And firstly, it was a bit too much to take in, and secondly, like you say, the extra stuff could have been just edited simply into that, and it would have broken up the main episodes a bit and made them a little bit easier to watch. A little bit more digestible. Comic book fans will enjoy checking out the website though on Masculathon.com, because there are sort of little comic adventures as well.
The website is great. I mean, they've created almost like their own little channels, like, because they've got the episodes, they've got the extras, and they've got comic book as well. They have.
So there's a lot of stuff to check out there. Masculathon.com is the web address, Masculathon.com. And there will be, it says here, a new episode each week of...
There's always a new video every week.
So new video, right. Yeah, okay, so I was going to say, there's only 4 main episodes.
Yeah, that includes all the extras.
There's new stuff all the time. And the final episode will actually air in December of this year.
Yes. So that's a lot of episodes to come.
It's a lot of content. Where are they making the money back?
Sometimes it's not about the money.
But if you're going to be... But they must be committing a lot of time to it. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but there must be a revenue stream for them somewhere.
Well, maybe they'll be merchandising it soon as well.
Maybe they will.
T-shirts, Masculathon. I survived the Masculathon.
CDs, they could have the theme tune on CD. Live in concert, the Masculathon band. Why not? Yeah, you're right. There's endless possibilities for Masculathon. Masculathon.com. We will, of course, put that up on our Twitter and blog pages later. for you guys to check out, and we recommend you do. There's a clip or a little
bit from the comic book.
Yeah, indeed. And there is Paul Bellini himself as the Man, barely recognisable from his days as Man in a white towel on the Kids in the Hall, but still nice to see that he's going strong. So, guys, that is Masculathon. Thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I got what it is. There was spoofing,
I enjoyed it, but I felt it could have been a bit more coherent.
Yeah.
I felt there was 11. Maybe it's just only because there's only 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of characters. I think they needed to introduce them a bit better. I felt they were a bit better introduced within the extras, and I couldn't work out what it was that wasn't quite clicking for me with it. And then Elazar said that clicked for me. They really should have edited the extras into or made it a part of what was going on. Whoa! Oh my God! I think God has just tried to smite you. You've said something to offend him.
I liked it. I liked the show.
I think it's because you didn't bring your ukulele that
Maybe
God has smoted you.
Well,
for no ukulele musical this week.
Thank goodness I didn't. We wouldn't have a ukulele anymore.
Yes.
But, anyway, in that case, let's give it a cheer quick before anything else falls on us. Cheers to Masculathon. Congratulations. And what a marvellous show it is. Masculathon.com.
But yeah, as we're saying, don't just watch the main episodes. You need to watch.
Explore the website. Explore the website.
That is the worst. I didn't think water could taste bad. That is the worst tasting water I've ever had.
I think it was quite good, actually.
I enjoyed that water.
Filtered water, which is the important thing.
Yes.
Fresh from the faucet. Guys, it is time. It is time. Elazar, put it up. It is time for those video guides. Top 5.
The top 5
the
viral
video
videos.
charts,
Yes, the Bitleys.
Believe it or not. Guys, 5 crazy vids. Some of them fun, always outrageous, and we are going to have a look at them now. The most tweeted and retweeted vids of the week. Check out first, Will It Blend? Justin Bieber.
My first date has been sort of mythologized. I took her to King's, a buffet restaurant. Yes, I wore a white shirt. Yes, I got spaghetti. Now, wouldn't an autobiography be more appropriate for someone who is legendary? Maybe if we blend all of his accomplishments together, it might turn into something with a little more substance. I think I'm going to press the play button on the BlendTech Total Blender. My first date.
Should just say, by the way, last comment on Masculathon, real men wear bow ties. That should be the their little thing, yeah.
Oh. There wasn't a character with a bow tie.
There wasn't. They're missing a trick there.
Or a fez.
Or a fez, indeed. So that was number 5. Will It Blend? A crazy scientist blends a load of stuff.
Well, he's blended a lot of stuff over the last year or so. And,
Has he?
Yes, he likes to blend things.
And Justin Bieber spoofs seem very popular on YouTube. Did we have one last week? The other week, somebody singing a Justin Bieber song.
We had a Zac Efron song.
Yes. Oh, Zac Efron. Right. I get Zac Efron, but you could put those two in a blender. I mean, those.
Hopefully, someone will.
Yeah.
Not Masculathon men.
Well, they're boys. They're boys. They're little boys.
So how old's Zac Efron now? He's in his 20s, isn't he?
He's not a boy. He's a man.
Is he? But Bieber, he's a little.
No, he's a man, but he's not a real man.
Well, see, I don't think he actually blended the Justin Bieber action figure.
Yeah.
He didn't actually get to blend Justin Bieber's autobiography.
I see.
Because now he's written his autobiography to talk about his career and his life.
You're right.
You honestly think Justin Bieber wrote his autobiography and not some other guy, some hack in the other room got paid a couple of grand and then they put by Justin Bieber on the cover?
I don't know, but it's pretty funny stuff actually. That is number 5.
You've read it?
No, but he reads out some clips later in the
I wonder if
on the
people
video.
will actually buy that blender just because they know that they can actually blend more than just food.
You can blend Justin Bieber in it.
It's like the what are they called? The Zako knives or something where you watch those infomercials late at night and you have like knives and they show him cutting up steaks and then he cuts up like cans and then shoes and all kinds and like a dartboard and stuff and you just sort of think
why? Yeah.
Exactly why. But at about 3 a.m, if you're in exactly the right frame of mind and intoxication, nothing looks finer than a set of Zako knives. So perhaps the same is true of these blenders. Number 4, please.
Number 4.
Oh, you liked this one, didn't you?
Wasn't entirely my cup of tea.
People are always asking me how I stay on top of my game. Pretty simple. Practice, practice, and Dildo Sport.
Dildo Sport is a strap-on athletic accessory that helps you play hard and win big. It's clearly working. I strapped one on and I haven't lost a match since.
No matter how hard I train, I just couldn't pull ahead of the pack. But with dildo sport, I get a real...
Now, this was real, is that right?
This is the new product that's just been launched, yeah.
For the Olympics?
For the Olympics.
This wasn't a piss take.
I don't think...
This is very real, John.
It's very real. I assume.
Really?
I assume. I don't know. Who would make up such a thing?
Who could make up
Who could make it up?
These very clever filmmakers from the US who've come up with an idea called Dildo Sport.
Dildo Sport.
Yep.
Your sports-related dildo. That was quite funny, I thought.
Made me chuckle.
I can see why it's been retweeted.
I heard you sniggering actually while we were watching it.
Why not?
Why
snigger at dirty humour.
It's,
no, it was very well made. It actually looked like a real commercial.
Yes, it did.
With a massive dildo in it.
Yep. Basically showing how a little plastic winky can distract your opponent if you're playing professional sports.
Because they don't think it's distracting. They think they're actually using it to win. Because they're winners.
I see.
So maybe we'll see Serena Williams this Wimbledon.
Maybe we'll see Andy Williams, Andy Murray wearing one.
Maybe.
Who
knows?
knows?
They, if you watch the whole video, they do actually have dildo sport for men as well.
Well, real men, Masculathon men don't need a dildo for their sport.
Exactly. The bow tie's where it's at.
Yes.
But good luck to them. It actually did strike me as a Tim and Eric-esque sketch, even down to the thanks dildo or thanks Cinco, which is what Tim and Eric would always say.
It was a good spoof of American style adverts. Yeah. Yes. No, it was funny. I hope these guys will actually make more spoofs because I think they're very good at it. And yeah, we look forward to seeing. I think they're relative.
No.
Okay, so what's number three?
Number three.
On the Bitleys.
Number 3 is from a guy we've actually reviewed before, Syriac.
I thought we'd reviewed him before.
Yes. This is his latest. The stuff of nightmares.
I would love to meet this Syriac and just find out what kind of drugs this guy does or what is going on in his brain. It's
the week that Human Centipede 2 was banned by the BBFC. This comes out on YouTube for the world.
Have you seen Human Centipede 1?
I haven't, but that's what I imagine it to be like.
You want to know something? There's nothing scary about it or sickening, but I would have banned the first film because it is the worst film I've ever seen after Mamma Mia.
So just purely on artistic...
just purely on, just to save people from utter boredom. Ban all Human Centipede films and ban Mamma Mia. Those are the two.
Certainly,
those
I agree
three
with
films.
Mamma Mia, absolutely. I can't stand Ava.
But I do. I can't stand Mamma Mia or the Human Centipede. But Syriac, it's, as you said, it's one of those things that you watch it, and it's kind of like, it's almost like watching a car crash. You're fascinated at these bizarre artistic. They're so beautifully and artistically done, yet so horrifying at the same time. And it's just like,
and I think he does it very well because obviously he's just taken some sort of video footage and
of a lamb,
and he's just rendered, and he does it with all his, it's taking what I assume is what he thinks is probably public domain footage of something, and just manages to create nightmares.
I guess. I mean, I mean,
remember the fingers?
I do remember the fingers. Actually, I didn't sleep for weeks after watching that. But I think, as I said last time, though, on the one hand, it's sort of very artistic and creative and interesting and innovative and new. On the other hand, glorified screensaver, maybe. Just something that you would just sit and watch, doesn't really mean anything.
But just that's the other thing, it's only a couple of minutes long. Yeah. It's not one of these things you sometimes come across on YouTube, it's like 15 minutes long, and at the end of it you're like, why?
Well, this one is great, and I recommend watching this one.
Yeah, it is a nice video.
It's called
Bah. There was a lad in the chat room a few months back with a similar name, wasn't there? Or something.
Yes.
So that was number 3. Number 2 in the Bitleys, George Lucas Strikes Back.
What's going on? Where am I? Let me out of here! Let me out of here.
George Lucas's Star Wars prequels have received terrible reviews from the critics and sparked rage amongst the Star Wars fan base.
That's not me. That's impossible.
Hollywood insiders are questioning whether George Lucas has become totally lame.
No! When I heard about midichlorians, only one thought kept me going.
find the man who made the prequels and destroy him. The game had changed in 20 years.
What's going on?
There we go. George Lucas Strikes Back.
Yes.
So we find out the real story of the original of the trilogy of prequels of Star Wars.
You don't mess with George Lucas.
It wasn't him who actually made it. He was hidden away for 20 years, whilst an imposter made the prequels, and this is his revenge. He escapes from his jail and goes after him.
Okay, didn't mean a lot to me, as I've never seen the new Star Wars and only saw the other ones once, and don't really remember them very well.
Oh,
I hear that. I believe they're quite fondly regarded.
You're not going to be joining me and Sean doing talking Star Wars.
Probably not, I'm afraid. No. But I believe the Star Wars.
But I believe though, with Star Wars films, that after the last 3, George Lucas shouldn't be allowed to make films anymore.
People have said that. People have said that, not as a joke as well.
I'm deadly serious. The last 3 Star Wars films and the last Indiana Jones films felt like my childhood being raped in front of me.
People have said similar. Were there not meant to be 3 more Star Wars films, and then the 3 new ones were so bad?
That's what people. Yeah, you might say they were so bad. They also made so much money.
Well, the first. What about the other 2?
All of them.
Really?
Every Star Wars film has made, and in terms of, forget box office, but the films that have been seen by the most number of people at the cinema are the Star Wars films worldwide.
Oh, maybe I'll give them a look. I'll give them a look. See.
So I mean, this is kind of an amusing sort of spoof film trailer.
Yeah.
That the story.
But that's so many fans start. It's just a kind like catharsis of what so many Star Wars fans truly feel. Of the first 3 films were so perfect, and then this new trilogy came out, and it was like George Lucas had no concept of what made the original so good.
Yeah, I like it that he in this spoof he actually recruits Short Round, Chewbacca, and Princess Leia.
Yeah,
as if they're real characters to be part of his ninja crew.
Well, check it out if you're a fan of Star Wars. We'll put up the link later on tonight. So, the number 2 Bitly top 5 is obviously caught the eye of a lot of people, Star Wars fans or not. If you enjoy that sort of thing, please do check it out. Number 1 though is the eHarmony dating video.
Yep.
Check this out.
Love cats. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I love cats. I love every kind of cat. Sorry, I really love cats. And I just want to hug all of them, but I can't, because that's crazy. I can't hug every cat.
I love that one. I love that video. I love that lady. I would actually.
Would you date her?
I would if I came across that video on eHarmony.
So,
I'd send her a message.
The way to your heart is a girl who loves cats.
Yeah, well, I like cats as well, and that's such a funny video as well. I really, of all the videos we watched this week, I'm not ashamed to say that was my favourite one.
I mean, that was posted, I think, just about a week ago.
Yeah,
and it's like 7 million.
Yeah, I just checked it. It's just under 7 million. Yeah,
unbelievable. It's just been tweeted, retweeted. Posted on Facebook.
What gets me is it's just when we've seen some of the other videos we've seen, whether as a show or on the virals or whatever, some of them is people have spent a lot of money, done a lot, and this just shows you. She just put a camera in front of herself with a webcam. It's a funny idea.
It is.
It's basically if you've got a good concept. Sometimes concept isn't, have nothing to do with.
She's an actress, by the way.
Yeah.
In case you hadn't realised.
Oh, sorry, I'm just thinking about cats. Yeah. I love that video.
So hug cats?
I would love to.
All the cats.
But I do get upset that I won't ever hug all of them. That's the
have
the
you
great
seen my
tragedy.
screensaver with the cats?
I have. It's very nice.
Yes.
Those were my cats.
Oh,
Fred and Wilma.
Fred and Wilma, fantastic names as well.
But Fred's now gone to the big kitty litter in the sky.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But I love cats. Talking of Fred and Wilma, by the way, my guitar is called Wilma, and my bass guitar is called Betty. So a nice Flintstones link there.
So out of Betty and Wilma, which one would you have done?
In the cartoon, both. In the film, Wilma. Yeah.
Same time.
Yes. Yeah.
My first cartoon crush was Daphne from Scooby Doo.
Really? Not an uncommon
Wilma,
choice.
Daphne, they're both redheads.
Interesting. Is it interesting? Well, Betty was in her day. She wasn't bad either. I will say that. She was very, very skinny in the cartoon, though.
Do you think she was anorexic?
She
had a bit of a figure.
She.
What about Penelope Pitstop, though? I mean, surely.
Oh, yeah, I guess, but I don't know.
Did you ever see in the 60s? I think this is so funny when you see how times have changed. There was a series of cigarette adverts with Fred and Barney talking about how wonderful cigarettes are and how everybody needs to smoke.
Any fans in the audience? Got
any cartoon crushes in the chat room? Let us know.
Sloopy John, who's always in here, good old Sloopy. He says he would do Betty, but he would be thinking of Wilma. I think that's a Red Dwarf. I think that's a Red Dwarf.
That's a Red Dwarf line. Yeah,
quote.
right.
Yeah.
It's a nice way of putting it. And
on YouTube.
And somebody else has said this is the difference between men and women. Women would never talk about shagging a cartoon.
We're not only going to talk.
I don't know. I run conventions for a living, and I've been to a lot of other conventions, and I've been shocked at the number of women. And I may get into trouble for saying this. I've even heard Felicia Day, the great Felicia Day, doing this, talking about sex with Gambit from the X-Men.
From the 90s cartoon?
No, from the actual comic book. The actual
really?
X-Men.
He's like the most boring X-Men there ever was.
Something like that Cajun accent and his big stick. I think that gets all the girls.
I never understood the whole appeal of Gambit. I just thought it was...
If you want to get laid...
He's not a real X-Man. I'm sorry.
He was
never there. He was not part of... either the original 5 or Chris Claremont's 1970s.
What about? There's lots of other. They're always adding new X-Men and stuff like that.
Well, okay, so Gambit is not the question.
Gambit is not a real X-Men.
If you want to get laid at a comic book convention, guys, dress up as Gambit.
But Elazar, with that in mind, with Gambit not considered X-Men canon, who is your cartoon crush?
Oh my word. I'd go with Penelope Pitstop. I think she was always running away.
Oh, you like that? You like a chase?
I think
someone who puts up a chase.
And then she got tied up. She was into bondage.
Well, Elazar, please, you're taking this down a really unsavoury path.
I don't think it was that she was into bondage. She just got caught and tied up.
She was just an unwilling.
She always got caught and then had to be rescued by 7 dwarves.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this has gone down an alleyway that I never intended it to. Nonetheless, check out over nearly 7 million views in just over a week. The eHarmony video bio there. It's our #1 Bitly video of the week. And I have to say, genuinely, my favourite video of everything we watched this week.
Really? Okay,
so check it out. Up now, our second series of the
Dealership.
week. Dealership, the series.
Yes.
Dealership, theseries.com. 9 episodes on the website at the moment. Plus extras like bloopers and a few ads. And even T-shirts and baseball caps and all kinds of things for sale. But what is it? Well, it's the story about 4 kindred spirits out to change the world by
selling cars.
One car at a time.
Yes.
Have we got the trailer for it or a little
We
clip?
have a trailer, yes.
Let's have a look at the trailer.
When the world needs a favor.
This is great, Mr. Freebrook. Thank you so much.
When mankind needs heroes.
Excuse me. I'm here to buy a car.
When a college student needs a cheap sedan.
We have a 98 Alero, about 148,000 miles, give or take.
This team is the one to call.
Barkley Automotive. Yes, we do have cars.
Trained by the best.
Everybody in my office now! Here we go.
Ready for the worst.
No, Grant, it's me, Marty. Chuck. No, vote for fool.
All that stands between a city and chaos. 4 brave men.
We are facing a complete and total shutdown at the beginning of next month if we can't come up with a viable financial situation.
Charles Barkley.
You know what? Why don't you shut your cock-filled mouth for 1 second?
Marty Freebrook.
It's a tough schedule, I know. But that's how you gotta keep a house.
Grant Kine.
Felt her up in the toilet.
Russell Ridge.
Dealership, the series for men who like moustaches.
Yes, moustaches.
Yeah, they did play a big, pivotal role in the show. But what did you make of it? It was billed as a comedy. Was it funny?
I actually enjoyed this one. I liked the look of it. I liked the fact that it was these guys are almost living in this like a bubble of the 1970s. You know. And they give it a kind of very yellow look in the grading as well.
What I also liked about it was very blue collar, working class. You don't really see a lot of drama out of them. It's like you see a lot of working class stuff out of British drama. It seems British dramatists love working class. American dramatists love middle class and upper class.
Yes.
So you see very little kind of like stuff on television or even on YouTube covering that kind of area. So it was interesting to see a working class bunch of guys with moustaches.
I mean, it's each episode is a little. They actually call them adventures, don't they? They don't.
Yeah,
they
do.
Episodes.
They do.
They are their little adventures every episode. You don't see much of selling cars. They're not. I mean, it's a dealership where they're selling cars, but it's more to do with them.
Their day-to-day interaction and what they get up to.
But it's like it's in a kind of a way that Seinfeld is supposed to be like a sitcom about nothing. It isn't. Again, it's about nothing really, because like the first episode, it's just them looking at
the blinds,
electronic blinds going back and forth, and they're into.
Yes, I'm not ashamed to say I found that particular episode a little bit slow-moving and perhaps not the ideal introduction to the series.
I kind of like that surreal. I mean, it's one of the strangest series that we've reviewed, but I kind of like strangeness. I like it. My favourite episode was the one where they get cursed and they can't stop kissing each other.
Yeah, I saw that one as well. I was a little bit creeped out by it, to be honest with you. I did like the moustaches, though. I will give.
You do?
Absolutely. Any show that has every.
You like men with moustaches?
I just like a good moustache. I'm man enough to admit that.
Masculathon.
Exactly. Real men have moustaches, or wear bow ties, and kilts. Sometimes.
No, I thought it was fun. I like the look of it.
Actually, none of the viewers can't actually see this, can they? That John wears a kilt.
They can't see that, unfortunately, but every week a kilt.
To this day, he has not let me know, and I don't want to look myself, whether he's regimental.
Well,
not.
no one will find that out, but kilts can't be.
Underneath the table.
Well, I think that's an extra, a DVD extra that you'd pay. That's paid.
Brad might object to that.
Yeah, but lads, dealership.
It's quite surreal. It is funny if you like surreal humour. It's not. I can see that it's not everyone's cup of tea as far as that kind of humour. But I thought it was bizarrely strange enough to actually be quite funny and quite enjoyable. And actually, I liked the guys. I liked the four guys. I thought they did a great job. The guy, Charles Barkley's the main character, who actually owns the dealership. He kind of looked like a real.
Well, that's the other thing. None of them. I don't want to sound. You don't want to. I don't want to sound too rude on this, but they don't look like the type of people you'd see on TV. But they look like generally the type of people you would
be working in a dealership.
Be working in a car dealership.
Yeah. Well, that's good acting.
They look like the people who'd eat a burger.
Yes. What does that mean? People who'd eat a burger?
They're just like regular people who would eat a burger, not people who are on a specific diet and with
I get you. Yeah.
If they carry on the series, I hope if they do into the second series, I hope they add more surrealism to it, because actually I think it's charm.
It has got a lot of charm. It's a charming little series, and it does take. Well, it took me a little while to get into, but like you say, the plots have developed throughout the. I don't think they developed. They got a bit more complex, a bit more stuff happened, and
it's very much.
It's just an enjoyable.
It is a sitcom. It's definitely can be defined as being a sitcom, because certainly the structure of the stories was that. And I think we have reviewed comedies. Not all of them could be called sitcoms. I think this one is. This sort of works as a sitcom.
It does. Dealershiptheseries.com. 9 episodes and bloopers and a blog and all kinds of stuff on their website, dealershiptheseries.com, including, as I said earlier, a wide selection of merchandise as well.
Yeah.
Which
what was the first? Yeah. Do you do that? Would anybody know, either of you guys or on the message boards here, what was the first YouTube series to start merchandising itself?
Merchandise? No.
I know there were a
few.
The
first I noticed was, and that was about a good 2-3 years ago, was Ask a Ninja. Was the first one that I saw trying to flog lots of merchandise. So, but I'm just wondering what the first one is.
You know what? I mean, I think a lot of guys making web series are producing merchandise and T-shirts and things, and why not? You know, it's another income stream. You know, if you're
it's an income stream.
Well, what interesting is you got, what is it? The Annoying Orange has a computer game.
Does he?
Yes.
On what format?
iPhone.
Really?
Yes.
So I could get an app for the iPhone.
You can. There's an Annoying Orange computer game on there, and also the Guild has a comic book.
Does it?
A monthly
there's a
comic.
lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff. I don't think I'll be getting the Annoying Orange app because I'm
getting it you for Christmas.
What is it? 59p. I'll take the money. I'll take the cash. But I find him genuinely annoying. But
oh really? You find the Annoying Orange annoying?
No, but not in a fun way. Not in an enjoyable way. In an actual, I can't stand it.
Yeah, I do remember when we were reviewing it. Yeah.
But guys, dealershiptheseries.com. Not without its charm. Some fun to be had. A nice enough show. 3 cheers. Cheers all round. Let's hear it for dealershiptheseries.com. Go and check it out. 9 episodes and hopefully more to come. Well, lads, nearly the end of the show. We've got about 5 minutes left. Let us talk about the issues of the day and throw it wide open to the chat rooms in Ustream.
Yes. Anything in the chat room? Anyone want to mention anything?
Well, we have a lady, Elizabeth Oriana. Do you know who she is?
She's a cat lady.
She's heard your bow tie and your kilt have sold it, and she's getting a plane over to England now.
Really?
Yes.
Well, just stay on the line and we'll send you my address later, and that'll be fine. I think. Just look up those video guys. I'm sure you'll find
and Sloop. When we mentioned about merchandise, Sloopy in the message boards, he can apparently make action figures. So I'm thinking we should do those video guys action figures.
We could. That could be done, actually.
So you could do, in your own home, you can play about at reviewers reviewing YouTube shows.
We could try that. Yeah, we could sell a range, because do you remember some of the wrestlers used to? There is a word for it where you would get like an existing action figure.
Oh, customising. Yes,
you would customise it. Yeah. So perhaps we could get, I don't know, like a G.I. Joe for me or something, and just customise it a little bit with a photo, and like a troll for you, Alizar, and just.
Did you hear very?
And actually, when I'm away, I think the only I've got a clean run of episodes so far, and I'm going to break it for the first time next week.
Yes,
but when one of us is away, we could just have the action figure of them. Do it robot chicken style.
What else could be done? If you can provide us with 3 action figures, well, that'll be great.
Yeah. Matthew Barrett says that yours would be a wrestling action figure.
A wrestling action figure, indeed. It would be
Rowdy Roddy Piper. The hair Rowdy Roddy Piper, I say.
Why not? But guys, okay, so some of the issues of the day anyway.
So
you were saying Rebecca Black.
Rebecca Black, for about a few hours only.
Our hero, Rebecca Black.
The record company sneakily switched her video on their channel Friday.
It's cheeky.
Into a paid for.
Can you do that on YouTube?
I didn't know you could, but
I didn't know you
apparently
could do that on.
It's quite a new thing they've introduced, because YouTube did a deal with the likes of Warner Brothers to start streaming films on a pay-per-view basis.
Right. Oh, right. So yes.
So they've installed this application. I suppose they've only offered it to certain channels.
Yeah.
And I guess because that particular channel, the record company Rebecca Black's, has had 166 million views on her video. But after 166 million, why would you?
Everybody's seen it.
Why would you suddenly just switch it on?
And you want to know something? There's something which, if it's free, you will do it, and if you have to pay for it, you won't.
Yeah.
And watching Rebecca Black's Friday
Potter, is it?
falls into the category of, if it's free for 3 minutes, it's hysterical, and if you've got to pay for it, that's an even bigger joke.
As well. That's not a good deal.
The word went back to Rebecca Black. She tweeted that she didn't know anything about it, and she got her lawyers onto the case, and then very soon later, suddenly it became free again.
Oh, was it Rebecca Black who actually? So she didn't actually know they were doing this.
No,
See, Rebecca is our hero.
Rebecca escapes the incident
She's
without
our hero.
a stain on her character.
I follow her on Twitter. She's very, very funny on
Is she
Twitter.
really
on her Twitter?
Yes.
Is she really good on Twitter?
She's actually very funny, actually.
I'll have to have a look at that.
Yes.
She could be the next Becky Cruel. But bigger, because she's got a bigger fan base.
But she must have done all right so far out of that video. I mean, she must have had, about 50,000-60,000 hits on purchases on iTunes, and I'm sure she's getting all other kind of deals and everything. So
she's been on a lot of TV shows.
They played Friday on Glee. The cast of Glee sang the Friday song.
So you get a bit of coin for that, I would
assume. The writers would, not her. The writer of the song would get it. I think the writer of the song's that weird guy, the black guy who drives up, who looks like some random paedophile chasing a school bus.
Hang on, you're saying that the lyrics to that song weren't written by a 13-year-old girl?
No, they're written by a middle-aged
like
guy.
Old man. That is terrible. On a whole. Now I understand what the fuss was about. I think I didn't get it at first.
No, the song was already written when she came to them to want to redo a song. They said, "Oh, we got just the song
on
for
the
you."
Shelf, yes.
We got just the song for you. We've been waiting for someone, and you're it. Well, that's interesting stuff. Any other big news on the internet this week?
The Webby Awards were yesterday.
Oh, and did we?
But you know, the Webby Awards, there's no sort of category for shows like ours, or the web series that we review.
And until there is, they will remain an irrelevance.
Best web series reviewing other web series.
Yeah.
Award.
Why not?
So it's the usual sort of, I think Lego got the best website or something. It's just
what a joke.
It's corporate stuff.
Is this the one when I talked about it earlier on the show? They were kind of like the nominations were like EastEnders and stuff like that.
Else. I can't remember that. Which one was it? There's
unbelievable.
Another one of these.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
They just give stuff to, or maybe it was that one. Yeah.
We're having a lot of people in the message boards at the moment right now, and they basically want to know, John, when are we getting Talking Elf?
Well, if the demand is there, I will genuinely consider it a short run. Not next week, but a short run. Because I've watched over the last couple of weeks about three of the 4 series.
Well, of course, we could do it in the time that Talking Who's not on.
While Who's not on. Well, there are some nice episodes. And one or two surprises as well. Who knows? Yeah, maybe I'll do a little Talking Elf special one day. We'll have a look. Because it is a fun show. And it would be very interesting to... Talking Elf. Actually, you know what? I discovered something that I found heartbreaking today. Earlier in the week, actually. You might have seen the video of Michael Richards, Kramer from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Getting basically ruining his career by
being very racist.
Being very racist to a bunch
of
hecklers. I found an outtake from Alf where Alf goes on a racist tirade that would put Michael Richards to shame.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it was bizarre. It was some ill-conceived Tourette's-based episode of Alf. It was an outtake. It didn't make the show. But where he repeatedly and forcefully uses the N-word. And I have to say, for that reason, I'm taking a step back from Alf for a little while. Yeah.
You think someone's just nicked the video and is besmirching his name?
No, it's not fake. It's a genuine outtake. The guy who played Alf was like quite a sort of rude New York kind of comedian.
Right.
And I mean, he was in character the whole time. I don't know how... Alf is the best actor in that show. Yeah, I will do a Talking Alf, I think, because I've got so much to say about it and so little time. But guys, that is pretty much all we've got time for. Any last comments in the chat rooms or on YouTube? Any last things?
Well, YouTube, we haven't got much comments in there. Apparently there was a very bad lag in YouTube today. There's been a bit of a lag on both Ustream and... but Ustream's been working better than...
Well, guys, that's pretty much all we've got time for. But thank you so much for joining us. You guys will, of course, be back in about 15 minutes with Talking Who. Is it the last Doctor Who this week? Or
it was the last Doctor Who last week. We're just going to do a roundup, a series roundup, and then we'll be taking a break until Doctor Who returns.
So if you're watching on Ustream, you can stay
where you are. Don't move a muscle.
If you're watching on YouTube, you have to come out of the page you're on, go back to the main channel, those Video Guys TV main channel, and then click on the Talking Who event.
But we'll be back, the three of us, I believe, next week. You're here, Sean?
Sean's not here next week.
You're not here, Sean?
No, I won't be, I'm
Well,
afraid.
we'll get an action figure in your place,
yes.
And Eliza and myself will be here. And we'll be reviewing the latest and greatest YouTube and internet web series. Until then, all that's left for us to say is cheerio!
Take care.